Olá, pessoal! Eu sou a Luíse Castanhedo e eu estou aqui para contar para vocês as novidades sobre os bastidores da transição planetária. Hoje, pessoal, nós vamos conversar a respeito da importância da oração durante o apagão. Mas antes, vamos rodar a vinheta. Pois muito bem, pessoal, vamos começar o nosso vídeo de hoje com muita alegria e aonde eu gosto sempre de saudar todos vocês, meu público querido do YouTube, do podcast e desejando a todos vocês muita paz, muita alegria, muita saúde e principalmente, pessoal, muita esperança no mundo de regeneração que vem por aí. Pessoal, a psicosfera já está se adensando. Vocês devem ter reparado nisso pelos noticiários, por uma série de coisas que infelizmente estão acontecendo ao redor do planeta, vários países com problemas democráticos, né? Temos aí a França, a Coreia do Sul, Inglaterra, Estados Unidos, Brasil, enfim, vários locais com problemas com relação aos processos democráticos. E não é, pessoal, por favor, nada de se assustar. Não desanimem. Vamos todos continuar orando mais do que nunca, com muita fé, muita confiança no nosso Cristo amado, porque Ele, gente, está no controle de tudo. Então, mesmo que aparentemente nós vejamos que o mal parece que está crescendo, isso são os estertores do mal, gente. Então vamos segurar essa onda com muita fé e continuando a orar, porque em breve, muito em breve, nós teremos uma reviravolta da luz acontecendo. Pois muito bem, pessoal. Então, hoje, essa mensagem foi mais uma mensagem dada pelo nosso estimado capitão, que é o meu mentor, que eu já contei para vocês, da equipe do Segundo Império, que me assiste. E ele, então, falou que, apesar de todo o adensamento da psicosfera, que, por incrível que pareça, pessoal, cada vez mais nós temos mais energia positiva no planeta. Isso tudo por quê? Porque a rede deletéria foi totalmente desmontada, a rede benigna ressurgiu com força total e ela vem trabalhando na energização positiva da Mãe Terra, do planeta, desde fevereiro de 2023 e ainda a gente, somando a isso tudo, nós tivemos um trabalho maravilhoso feito pelo nosso Cristo amado de decodificação dos cristais, uma decodificação energética, na verdade, dos cristais existentes aqui no planeta. Então, o nosso planeta ele está ficando, gente, cada vez mais bem preparado energeticamente para poder absorver a imensa quantidade de energia negativa que vai ser emanada pelos seres que serão presos. E isso, gente, é uma ótima notícia, porque é sinal que o planeta não vai somatizar nada com a absorção dessas energias. Então, isso é uma ótima notícia. Infelizmente a psicosfera está mesmo mais assim densa, mas gente, são os estertores do mal. Sabe, igual um animal quando está, um animal selvagem que está acuado? É a mesma coisa que está acontecendo com os seres trevosos. Eles estão sendo acuados e eles estão sentindo essa pressão e estão tentando reagir da maneira que eles conseguem, porque querem tentar impor a sua forma de pensar, o seu poderzinho, o seu controle. Eles querem de alguma forma dar uma rasteira no Cristo e nas forças da luz. Só que isso, gente, não vai acontecer. Não tem o menor perigo que isso aconteça. Então vamos ficar firme, com muita fé, com muita esperança e principalmente sabendo o que está acontecendo. Porque saber, pessoal, é poder. Quem sabe está empoderado, se prepara muito melhor para as coisas que vêm, né? Então, o capitão continuou nos falando. Ele disse: olha, minha filha, cada vez mais as forças telúricas do próprio planeta expulsarão toda e qualquer energia de baixo calão. Olha que coisa, gente, maravilhosa, né? E as almas que não aceitarem as bênçãos da proteção, gente, da proteção fraterna dos espíritos, dos missionários, dos espíritos consoladores que estão vindo buscá-los. Essas almas que não quiserem seguir, elas vão ser carregadas por fortes ventos fluídicos, viu, gente? Isso tudo vai acontecer no campo fluídico do planeta, que vão correr o mundo todo e de uma forma assim muito forte, porque esses ventos, eles serão uma reação do planeta às energias deletérias que estão por aí. E então, porque esses ventos, do que eu pude entender, pessoal, esses ventos eles vão acontecer, talvez tenha algum reflexo físico, mas eles vão acontecer principalmente nesse campo fluídico, né, nos umbrais, enfim, a coisa o planeta ele vai reagir tipo assim, ó, gente, show energia ruim, né? E essas almas que não quiserem seguir a oferta de ajuda dos nossos irmãos de luz, elas vão ficar jogadas ali, elas vão ficar igual umas folhas no vento. Mas enfim, vai ser a escolha delas, vai ser o livre-arbítrio delas, todas serão consultadas, porque isso foi um pedido do nosso Cristo amado, e a espiritualidade está, ó, gente, eles estão super empenhados em contatar todo mundo, né? E então, depois disso tudo, que acontecerem esses ventos, o apagão vai vir. Vai ser o ápice, né, gente, da transição. O ápice ele vai começar com o apagão. Já expliquei isso para vocês. O apagão faz parte, é o início, o estopim, digamos assim, da missão maravilhosa e magnífica do nosso queridíssimo Miguel Arcanjo. E então esse apagão vai vir e vai ser o momento do aterramento de todos os nossos sistemas tecnológicos. Então, nós temos que estar preparados para isso, gente, com calma, com tranquilidade, como eu já falei para vocês, porque quem não estiver psicologicamente preparado vai ficar com muito medo e temor, vai achar que o mundo está acabando, que é o apocalipse zumbi. Por isso que esses avisos estão sendo dados, pessoal, não é para assustar ninguém, é justamente para nos preparar as nossas mentes, para que nós possamos compreender que, na verdade, nós estaremos sendo objetos da misericórdia divina, porque o nosso planeta vai entrar no ápice da transição para que nós possamos varar lá do outro lado no mundo de regeneração, né? E o que o capitão nos aconselha? Aquilo que eu sempre falo para vocês. Ele falou assim: a preparação é muito simples, basta orar e se conectar com a espiritualidade. Rogar proteção ao Pai misericordioso e nada de mal vai acontecer com vocês. Não se preocupem. Basta orar, gente, com honestidade, sinceridade e a proteção virá imediatamente. Eu já, inclusive, contei para vocês em episódios passados que, da mesma forma que a psicosfera está se adensando, em contrapartida, gente, a misericórdia divina está fazendo com que as nossas orações sejam ouvidas de forma amplificada. Olha que coisa maravilhosa! Então, quem orar com sinceridade vai ser atendido rapidamente, porque as nossas orações, para contrabalançar esse peso da psicosfera, elas estão tendo uma ampliação energética. Então, quando a gente emite uma oração, ela vai subir com muito mais força e muito mais rápido até as alturas ali, onde é que eles ficam ali, recebendo e compilando todas as nossas orações, as energias, e enfim, tudo isso, gente, no caso do apagão, ele vai ser um momento da verdade, aonde as verdadeiras intenções dos seres vão se revelar. Então, aqueles seres que são ruins, eles vão se revoltar, pode ser que eles tentem quebrar, apesar que as energias vão estar tão pesadas que eu acho que as pessoas não vão conseguir ficar nas ruas, sabe? Vai ter que ser um encarnado muito trevosão mesmo para ele se sentir ali à vontade, porque nem os trevosos também vão se sentir à vontade, pensando bem, né? Porque eles vão estar sendo caçados por Miguel Arcanjo. Então eu quero crer que a galera vai dar uma refluída muito grande, inclusive o que muita gente me pergunta, né? Fala, ai Luísa, mas vai ter saque, eles vão querer invadir as nossas casas. Não, pessoal, não. Vejam bem que nós tivemos várias localidades aqui no Brasil, não sei no exterior, não tive notícia, mas talvez tenha tido também, mas aqui no Brasil a gente sabe, grandes cidades como, por exemplo, São Paulo, que teve um apagão por vários dias e não aconteceu nada, não teve nenhum quebra-quebra, sabe? As pessoas ficaram ali de boa. Então, eu quero crer que, pelo menos nos lugares onde as pessoas oram e acreditam na divindade, que isso não vai acontecer. Vai ficar todo mundo meio quieto, porque vai ser até, gente, uma questão até meio que de instinto. A gente vai tender a se recolher, né? Então, vão permanecer em pé somente aqueles que tiverem fé. Os demais, as pessoas que estão mergulhadas no materialismo, que não acreditam em nada, elas vão sucumbir por medo e pavor do que está acontecendo. E as mentes delas vão ficar abaladas, né? Então, por isso que é muito importante nesse momento, gente, a oração. A oração é o dispositivo de proteção mais eficaz que nós temos e que está totalmente ao nosso alcance. Então, isso tudo, como a espiritualidade fala, que está sendo dito, não é para apavorar ninguém, não é para ninguém ficar, ai meu Deus, vai acabar. Não, pelo contrário, tá? Pelo contrário, é para ficarmos tranquilos, porque nós sabemos que existe uma solução muito fácil para enfrentar isso tudo, que é a oração, tá? E no momento do início do apagão, a recomendação que a espiritualidade nos dá é que nós oremos pela providência divina, porque a gente sabe que logo depois do apagão, que ele vai correr paralelo ali com a captura de todos os seres trevosos, nós vamos ter a operação de despertamento físico. E aí, essa operação de despertamento físico, ela vai realmente chacoalhar essas populações que estão mergulhadas no materialismo. Então, porque eu também recebo muitas perguntas, inclusive, gente, de ouvintes maravilhosos de outros países, Portugal, Espanha, enfim, o pessoal me escreve e fala: ai, Luiz, como é que vai ser aqui no meu país? Como é que vai ser essa operação de despertamento físico? E a resposta é a seguinte, gente: vai depender do teor das orações das populações desses países. Então, galera, vamos orar, bora orar, converse com seus familiares, falem com os filhos, falem com os parentes. Se o pessoal der risada, não tem problema, mas vocês estão fazendo a parte de vocês. E lembrem-se também o seguinte, gente, que a oração de um só justo, ela salva multidões, tá? Então, pessoal, vale muito a pena orar com sinceridade, porque dentre nós existem muitos espíritos justos que estão encarnados nesse momento aqui no planeta. Então, gente, bora rezar, conversem com as pessoas, não se envergonhem, porque infelizmente os trevosos montaram um esquema para ridicularizar quem fala de Cristo, ou quem vai à igreja, ou quem vai ao templo orar. É feito todo um esquema para ridicularizar, para quê? Para que a pessoa se sinta intimidada e ela nem toque no assunto, porque se ela tocar no assunto, ela já vai ser atacada. Então não tenham medo disso, gente, não tenham medo. Professem a sua fé, seja ela qual for. Se você é católico, vá à igreja, reze o terço, gente. Eu adoro rezar um terço, para mim me dá uma paz, sabe? Eu acho que abre uma ligação direta com nossa mãezinha Maria Santíssima, da qual eu sou devotíssima, amo ela demais, um espírito assim, gente, elevadíssimo, né? Tão elevado que ela recebeu essa maravilhosa missão de receber um espírito do quilate do Cristo, gente. Vocês já pensaram nisso? Podia ser qualquer pessoa. Tinha que ser um espírito muito elevado. Ela, São José, José de Arimateia. Eu vou fazer um vídeo sobre eles, maravilhoso, mas isso é mais para frente, tá? Na sequência aí desses assuntos que tem que ser colocados. Mas, enfim, cada um, gente, quem é evangélico, vai ao templo, faça suas orações, mas tudo, gente, com fé, com sinceridade, né? Quando estiver ali orando, pensem nas palavras que vocês estão dizendo, vejam a situação ficando boa, porque isso, gente, ajuda, nossa, ajuda demais. Então, terminado esse período, tudo vai começar a voltar ao normal. A luz, energia elétrica, vai ser a que vai retornar primeiro. Aí tem muita gente que fala: ah, mas então vai passar 3 dias e tudo vai funcionar. Gente, claro que não, né? Gente, vamos usar o bom senso. Vai começar a voltar tudo e vai voltando, vai voltando, vai voltando. Talvez leve algumas semanas até que tudo se restabeleça, porque os funcionários ali, coitadinhos das companhias elétricas, eles vão ter que trabalhar muito, gente, muito, 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 muito. Então, inclusive, o capitão pede que nós oremos por eles, pela segurança deles, para que eles possam fazer esse trabalho o mais rápido possível. Mas, enfim, a energia elétrica vai ser a primeira que vai retornar. No que diz respeito às telecomunicações, a primeira, digamos assim, o primeiro instrumento que vai voltar vão ser os rádios. rádio PX, rádio PY, vão ser as primeiras informações que vão chegar para nós, com notícias, com coisas, porque a gente vai estar sem saber o que aconteceu no mundo, o que houve, se alguém está precisando de alguma coisa, a gente não vai estar sabendo disso. Então, as primeiras comunicações serão feitas via rádio PX. E por que as telecomunicações vão demorar mais a voltar, gente? Porque será necessário fazer uma desintoxicação das pessoas, dessas energias deletérias. Todos nós vamos sofrer esse processo de desintoxicação por conta da energia que a gente acaba absorvendo no próprio corpo físico devido ao contato diário que nós temos com celulares, com, enfim, mas principalmente, gente, os celulares, porque hoje em dia quem é que vive sem celular? Então, eles pedem que a gente manere, que a gente tente evitar o máximo possível de usar tantas horas, principalmente à noite, para poder ter um sono melhor. Mas é difícil, a gente sabe, porque a energia é uma energia viciante, né? Você pega lá um Instagram, você começa ali a olhar dois, daqui a pouco você fica que parece que você está hipnotizado por aquilo. Você está cansado, você está irritado, mas você não consegue parar de mexer no... Isso, gente, é a energia deletéria viciante. Então, todos nós vamos ter que passar por esse período de desintoxicação e esse período vai ser mais pesado para quem está muito viciado nessa energia. Por isso que é bom a gente já começar devagarinho, meio assim, sabe? Vão se exercitando, botem lá um alarmezinho de horário para desligar o celular, sabe? E desliguem ele, põem ele fora da vista. Porque mesmo desligado, a energia que fica nele, ela fica te chamando. Ai, me liga de novo, você precisa de mim, né? E às vezes, isso já aconteceu comigo, de eu desligar o celular, voltar lá e ligar de novo, como parecia que o celular estava me chamando lá. Então, isso é o que? É decorrente da energia deletéria, tá bom? Que nós todos vamos ter que nos desintoxicar. Então, as telecomunicações, gente, elas só vão voltar depois que todos nós estivermos desintoxicados e essa energia estiver totalmente erradicada do planeta, porque essa, gente, é uma ordem do nosso Cristo. Ele deu essa ordem porque essa energia, gente, é uma energia alienígena. Essa energia é uma energia que não é nossa. Ela foi colocada aqui no planeta por seres extraterrestres não elevados que fizeram um conluio com a elite trevosa, tá? Porque é isso, né? É uma questão de afinidades, afinidades vibratórias. Então, quem não presta junta com quem? Com quem não presta. É isso, é basicamente isso. Mas em breve nós vamos todos nos ver bem livres disso tudo. Por isso que nós temos que ter muita alegria, muita esperança, porque o Cristo, gente, o Cristo é por nós. Ele vela por nós, ele muito nos ama e ele não se esquece da gente em momento nenhum, tá bom? Então, eu espero que vocês tenham gostado de saber disso tudo. Frisando novamente, gente, não haverá problemas para quem orar de forma sincera, do jeitinho que vocês preferirem, mas orem e já vão começando desde já, construindo uma egrégora de proteção em torno de vocês, das suas famílias, dos seus lares, dos seus bairros, das suas cidades, tá? Vão sempre orando assim, sabe, gente? Aumentando, ampliando a proteção, o leque de proteção, né? Isso, gente, é muito, muito importante, vai fazer toda a diferença, tá bom? Então, eu sou a Luíse Castanhedo, eu espero vocês no próximo episódio aqui desse canal. Até lá!
Hello, everyone. I'm Luis Castanhedo and I'm here to tell you the latest on the planetary transition. And today, folks, I'm going to tell you about this flurry of unidentified flying objects that's happening all over the planet. But first, let's play the intro. So, folks, today's video is going to be really cool. So, I've been getting a lot of questions from our dear listeners asking me about all these sightings that are happening. And so I asked our dear spirituality, our stellar brothers, if they could give us an explanation about this phenomenon that everyone has been observing all over the planet. So, folks, before I tell you this, I first want to greet everyone, wishing you much peace, much health, much joy, because, folks, our world of regeneration is coming and our prayers are working very well. The operation to rescue lost souls is going full steam ahead. So, guys, let's all continue to pray for them, poor things, who are lost, so that all of them can be contacted as soon as possible and that they also accept this help that is being offered to them. Let's not forget, guys, to pray for world peace. This is very, very important to strengthen this egregore of energy for peace around the entire planet and also for your vision of the physical awakening operation, because we still have time, guys, to ask for your vision of this operation. So, guys, let's pray, because praying, guys, it's our most appropriate protection device that we can have and also to achieve the graces of your vision that we have been achieving. Very well, but let's get to the point because this subject, guys, is very exciting. So, the psychographic session began. By the way, guys, this video, just so you can get an idea, I received it on Tuesday, which was the 17th, if I remember correctly. I think I don't have the little sheet here, but the subject is so, I understand that it is so important that I am already making a video and I am putting it on the air. I put it ahead of all the others that I had already made because of the importance of this subject, right? And then the session began. I was guided on several operational matters, doubts, things that I had. And they are wonderful people. They are very precise. They come, they guide you like this. If you explain your doubts well, they come and guide you like this. Blah, 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 blah. Wonderful. Then he passed on all this information and then the entity said, "Yes, my dear, as for the UFOs, let's go." I, guys, was excited, right? I said, "Hey, they will answer it there." He said, "Yes, we can answer you so that you can calm your listeners." So, guys, that's it. So, if you're enjoying the content of this video, please help me, like it, click the bell, share this video, and if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel, because you're helping me a lot, helping me spread this message to more people, so that more people can awaken to the feeling of hope. Don't be so distressed, anxious, scared. Get out of the clutches of these dark ones, because what they want is to create fear among us, because they feed on our fear, okay? But anyway, moving on, right? What our entity was saying, listen, pay attention to what he's going to say now. He said, if necessary, there will be intervention, yes, but with the intention of shutting down and thus destroying, right? Affecting all existing atomic weapons. So, people, take a good look at this. With the grace of God, people, they are watching over us. Because this group that is in charge, people, they are all a bit crazy and the dark ones are on top of them. Because the dark ones want to set everything on fire. They want, my God, they want to set the playground on fire. That's what they want. So, our dear older brothers, our elevated stellar brothers, who are older than us, they are coming, guys, to our aid. Look at this wonderful thing. So, let's say, this flight of objects, it has a personal pedagogical effect on all of us, so that we all realize the existence of the Federation, so that we realize that it is not the dark ones who are in charge, but our beloved Christ, okay? So I was very, very happy to hear that. I felt very protected, because of course, they're not going to fire a single shot at us, because if they did, my God, we'd turn into dust, right? But no, what are they going to do? What are they calling intervention? They're going to turn off these atomic devices that the military is planning to use. It's that simple. That's why there's been all this flying around of objects near these military bases, large military bases that contain people, atomic weapons and other weapons that we don't even suspect yet, but that are equally lethal. And they're showing themselves, saying, look, don't do anything stupid, because we're here. We're not going to let you press those buttons, because before you press them, we're going to turn everything off and, in addition to turning it off, we're going to ruin all these devices in such a way that you won't be able to recover them, people. Point for them, point for the Federation, point for the Confederation. I was so happy, I was really happy. And then I had also asked, because I saw it on the news, right? I started browsing and wow, I almost fell off my chair, right? So many stories about people talking, right? And I heard about an artifact that had fallen, that people were calling drones and such, right? To give that usual little cover, right? And I heard that an artifact fell. In fact, it seems that the army, I think in the United States, quickly collected the equipment. And I asked, I said, but how come an artifact fell? Then he answered, he said, look, the artifact that fell was a small probe that had a defect and fell. But it is not ours, because the non-elevated beings also sent their artifacts to investigate what was happening in the skies of the planet. Because of course, the ones coming, guys, are the Federation and the Confederation. So, the non-elevated extraterrestrial beings, who made pacts with several governments there on the planet, they were also scared. What's up? Let's investigate. And they released several probes. They also have their ships circling to see what happened. But they are terribly afraid, guys, of the Federation and the Confederation. So, don't even mention it, guys. They are scared to death. Why? Because their technology does not come close to the technology of the Confederation and the Galactic Federation. So, that's what the being explained to me. He said, this probe fell because the technology of our counterparts. Then I found out, I said, it's a stellar brother. These non-elevated counterparts of ours don't come close to our technology. Fantastic, right, guys? And then he continued explaining, and then I started to feel his energy, right, during the psychography. It goes on, you can start to receive, interpret the energy of the being you're contacting, right? And it was an energy, like, personal, very good, very positive, but, like, assertive, but not that kind of aggressive assertiveness, no. Without aggressiveness, guys, I don't think I even know how to explain it, but assertive like that. He spoke and I started to feel an energy of protection, you know, of affection like that, but like, something assertive. Like, you know? Very, very cool. And then he said, very well, did you also ask about the more than 50 objects that emerged from the sea and that were sighted? Because I saw several news stories on the internet that there was a group of people who saw more than 50 or about 50 ships emerging from the sea. And then some of them would come, I think, right up to the ship, then disappear into the middle of the sea, and then come back again, you know? Very interesting. And then I started wondering, I said, wow, 50 ships is a lot, right? What could that be? Quote. And then he said, these ships, these 50 ships approximately were on a mission to visit underwater bases of our non-elevated counterparts, warning them to leave the planet soon. And it's funny that when these words, such and such a visit came to my head, they already came with quotation marks. It's very funny, you know? Then he continued talking and said, this exhibition, also in quotation marks in the skies of your planet, also aims to warn these beings to leave the planet, because soon the Earth will be part of the Galactic Federation and they will no longer be allowed to operate here. Good news, right guys? Oh, good news. I loved it. Then he continued, saying, they have already been notified previously. You all already know. You know that I already told you that they have already been notified by the Federation to leave the planet, but unfortunately they were advised by the dark elite of your planet. They remained here and if they insist on staying, they will all be arrested and judged by the Federation and Confederation, as the case may be, okay? And I will explain this to you, guys. Because if the person arrested is from some civilization in our galaxy, he will be judged by the Galactic Federation. If he is a being from another galaxy, then he will be judged by the Confederation. But all those who insist on staying here will be arrested by the Federation and the Confederation, okay? So they were like, guys, yeah, I am. I realized that this appearance is educational. Like, look guys, we're here, the party is over, let's stop this nonsense. I think it goes something like this. And then he said, so, rejoice, because the news is good and soon everything will get better. Oh, guys, I loved it. Wow, I loved it. Then he said, stand firm, praying with faith and trust in your Christ. We of the Confederation and the Federation will do the rest, because we serve the light throughout the universe. Then, look, guys, what he said. He said it like that, because they are like that, they are very good-humored guys. So, like, it's very interesting like that. Then he said, before you ask me, because we know you're very curious, I'm the captain of the Confederation Starfleet, the commander, let's say, in your earthly language, the most appropriate word would be commander. So I almost fell out of my chair, right? Because the person who was there, who gave us this communication, was none other than the commander of the Confederation Starfleet. Do you remember that I talked a few episodes ago about the arrival of a large fleet from the Confederation? That's right, guys, it's already arrived. It's already here in our solar system and has already started working, okay? And they came precisely so that the people of the Federation have more peace of mind there to take care of our planetary transition process, right? And then and also, right, right, guys, my reputation precedes me as a curious person, right, because they arrive right away. I think they talk to each other all the time, they already know everything. Look, she really asks questions, don't be offended because she's like that same. So, they already know that I'm curious, but it's because we're very thirsty to know, right? And you also have this thirst to know. So I ask whenever I can, it's not always when I have the opportunity, guys. Well, I ask when they, right, allow me and also they're not. It's not everything I ask that I get the answers, because sometimes we're not prepared yet to understand the answer well. And they talk, they're very kind, but they're very sincere. And when they can't talk, they say, look, my dear, we can't explain this to you because you're not ready to know yet. Very well. And then he continued, he said, we from the fleet have arrived at this small and modest solar system that has only one single star to brighten it. However, this modest solar system is the headquarters of an experiment that everyone has been waiting for. Do you know what this experiment is that I've already explained to you? It's us. We, the human race, are a genetic experiment, new, that was authorized by God, Father and Mother, and that is being conducted, very well conducted by our Christ. And that was exactly what this wonderful commander told us. He said this experiment was very well conducted by your Christ and we came here to protect this stage of planetary transition. And now, pay close attention to what our stellar commander is going to say. He said, despite what the fake news says, there will be no alien invasion. So, people, pay attention because what he said is very serious, okay? And he explained, he said, look, because there will be two tactics used by the dark beings. The first one, guys, what is it? It's the cover-up and the deliberate ignorance of the authorities in giving any explanation to the facts. And if this tactic doesn't work, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to say that these beings from the Federation are invaders, scaring the population, right? So you can see, guys, how they know, how the Dark Ones operate, because the commander himself said this. He said, please explain to your listeners that there will be no alien invasion, that we are here serving the light. They are serving our Christ, guys. So don't fall for this because soon, first they will be covering it up. So it's drones, no, we have this technology, nothing, they don't have anything. Because if they did, do you think they would allow the objects to fly over the super secret military bases that they have? So guys, they are hiding the truth with a sieve, right? And only those who are really stupid would believe what they are saying, that they are drones, that it is nothing. That is what our commander said. Now, what is going to happen? All the ships are from the Federation and the Confederation. There will also be ships from non-elevated beings, circulating around, okay? So, because they want to find out now, they are very afraid of the Confederation and the Federation. If the Confederation people tell them, we don't want to see your ships, they will keep quiet, okay? Okay? And the message, guys, is very clear to them. It is an educational visit so that the Dark Ones and the military with bad intentions in the war realize that they are not in control of everything, right? And then he asked me to clarify. So I am making this video here, guys, so that you feel at ease. Stay calm, stay happy, people, because all of this is under the command of our beloved Christ. And then, during the session, I thought, right, I said, wow, thank goodness he said that everything will get better soon, because it's tough, right guys? It's difficult. The psychosphere is getting denser and denser. We see certain planetary movements that make us very, very worried, okay? Including people coming from places like this who shouldn't be coming, which leaves us with a very heavy heart, okay? Very heavy indeed. And I'm even going to make a video in January about this. But now we're just going to talk about the spaceships, right? And then he said, look, it's tough, we know, but keep resisting the bad vibrations. And all of this is a test that will give you a lot of spiritual evolution. So, people, that's it. Let's resist. Let's vibrate in goodness. Let's send good vibrations to the planetary egregor of peace, that this world of regeneration may come soon, that things may calm down, that our physical awakening operation may be as smooth as possible, because all these prayers, people, are working very well. And it doesn't matter what religion you are, people. Let's unite. Let's unite in Christ. Everyone. Let's all unite in God praying for planetary peace, right? And then he continued, he said, yes, since you are really curious, I'm going to tell you right now that I'm talking about a medium-sized telecommunications ship that is geostationary at this moment, at the moment of the psychography over your city, which is very pretty, by the way. Then I was all happy. I said, oh, how wonderful, I'm glad he liked Curitiba. People, you know I'm talking about Curitiba, right? I was all happy. And then he said, we will not appear in your skies, because thanks to the divine you do not have nuclear weapons. We will only visit the places in your country, where our non-elevated counterparts are based. After all, we know that there are several places here in Brazil where they have mining beings, right? So, we have there, I don't know about all of them, but some come to mind. For example, there in Minas de Camaquã, which is in Rio Grande do Sul, there is a mining base near Quixada too, in the northeast. We also have Serra da Beleza, in Rio de Janeiro. There are also beings who are miners. So they will make appearances, people, in these places, precisely for what? It is pedagogical to say, look, what are you still doing there? Have you been notified? What are you doing there on the planet? You should have packed your bags by now. So here, look, we are here just to say that we, look, are watching on you. If you don't leave, you'll all be arrested and tried. So, guys, this appearance is educational. Anything, guys, that happens that has any trace of aggression, is not from the Federation, nor from the Confederation, because we can expect anything from these non-elevated beings. They can go out with their ships and make an attack, something to cause fear in people, cause this confusion that they want to happen, okay? So, guys, use your reason, use the filter of your internal moral values, okay? So that you can understand this flood of information that is coming at us. Consider the issue of the cover-up that is being shamelessly done by the authorities, calling it a drone, guys, you know? It's an attack against our intelligence, what they do, saying it's a collective hallucination, that it's Hello Musk Starlink and it's with erratic movements, right? Well, they say things like that and think we're stupid, right? That we don't think, but we're all world seeing that it's not like that, okay? And then this wonderful commander spoke about two other very interesting subjects, okay? Which is this issue is the issue of the Skinwalker Ranch, okay? that several listeners have already written to me asking, and also about the issue of infiltration that are happening in religious institutions, unfortunately, because they are dark. But that, guys, I'll tell you in January, okay? Because now I don't have time to film more, make more videos, because I also have my life, right, guys? I'm going to travel and I have commitments with my family. Yeah, and I also need to take care of my material life. But I promise you that in January I'll complement with 2 more videos about this wonderful message that I received from our respected Starfleet of the Confederation. Okay? So guys, I hope you enjoyed the content of this video, and I'm Louis Castanedo, and I hope to see you in the next episode here on this channel. Stay calm, stay tuned, happy people. Don't be scared, don't get caught up in this wave of fear, of dread, because that's exactly what the Dark Ones want from us. They want our fear, because they feed on this energy of fear and anxiety. Let's stop giving the Dark Ones food, okay? Okay, guys, a big kiss, God bless you, and see you next time. Hello, I'm Luis Castanhedo, and I'm here to tell you the latest on the behind the scenes of the planetary transition. And today, everyone, we're going to talk about a very important subject, which is humanity's reaction to the blackout. Did you know that this reaction will be evaluated? Well, I'm going to tell you all about it, but first, let's play the intro. So, everyone, let's start our video with great joy, and, as always, I like to greet all of you, my dear YouTube and podcast audience, wishing you all much health, much peace, much joy, and, most importantly, much hope for the world of regeneration that is coming. I also want to thank the new subscribers to the channel. You're all very welcome. Hey, I hope you like the content here on the channel. For those who want to learn more, I suggest 2 paths. You can binge watch all the videos in the channel's sequential numerical order, or those who like to read can also read the 3 books in the behind the scenes of the Planetary Transition series. It's up to each of you. And I would also like to remind all of you to please continue praying for the rescue operation for lost souls who are in the thresholds and on the Earth's crust. The prayers are working very well, and many souls are being rescued by our valiant missionaries of light. Well, today's message, folks, was given by our dear captain. The captain, for those who are new, is just arriving on the channel. I'll explain a little bit. He is my spiritual mentor, and he belongs to the team of the Second Empire that watches me, of which I am also a part, but at this moment I am here incarnated. And he belonged, because he is a captain, because he belonged, folks, to the Imperial Navy of Brazil. Very fancy, right? I thought it was very fancy. But let's go. Well, he started by saying the following, so that we don't get upset. He even used an old term, to bother. He said, don't worry about what you're seeing, because everything will turn out fine. Believe in divine providence. All the lies will be revealed. And everything will become crystal clear. All the evil beings who are followers of the Dark Elite, all of them, people, will go away because they will be dominated by the forces loyal to Michael the Archangel. So, people, here's the thing. What we're seeing now is like a very dirty house, very dirty and in the dark. So you go into that house over there, you see that there's some dirt here, but you don't see everything because there's not enough lighting. In this present moment, now that we're living, we're becoming more enlightened, and with this greater enlightenment, we're starting to see the little corners, the animals that are passing by, the little cockroaches, the little mice, the scorpions, which was something we couldn't see before. And a lot of people wonder, they say, wow, but it wasn't like that in the past, it wasn't like that, it always was. Like this. That we didn't see, everything was hidden, everything was kind of covered up. And now we don't. We are seeing because everything is being illuminated by the light of truth. So, we shouldn't think that things have gotten worse, no. In fact, everything is getting better, because we are seeing. Because from the moment we see, we start to organize ourselves for what? To do a great cleaning, right? Clean everything up, get these critters out. And that's it, folks. What's going to happen to our planet soon, okay? So, folks, the captain continued to talk to us about the Knights Templar and then he said, look, these legions that are faithful to Michael the Archangel, they will come in the form of the Knights Templar. I've already told you that. Well, why do they come in the form of the Knights Templar? Because their uniforms have been known since time immemorial. So, the dark spirits that are already there, sometimes there are some that have been there for many centuries, even millennia, in the threshold, they recognize these uniforms of the Dark Knights. And when they see the Knights, they will tremble with fear, knowing that their journey of revolt and discord on the planet is coming to an end. And it will be, folks, a great relief for all of us, because the spiritual cleansing will be very, very deep. So, we are reaching the final stretch of this great stage. Things will still happen for sure, especially after the blackout. You know that the blackout is actually the beginning of the magnificent operation of Archangel Michael. And after the operation of Archangel Michael, where all these dark beings will be arrested and removed from the planet, will come the operation of physical awakening. These two operations, folks, they constitute the apex of the planetary transition. So, we have to be clear, because we are still a planet of expiations and trials. And so that we can qualify to enter the world of regeneration, we will still have to endure 2 more major planetary tests. One of them is the blackout and the other is the physical awakening operation. But, folks, there is no need to be afraid, anxious, or scared. This is the natural and normal process of any planetary transition. So, folks, keep praying, because humanity's reaction will be evaluated during the blackout. And depending on what humanity does, urgent and corrective measures may be taken, okay? So, folks, we have a huge responsibility in our reaction. That is why we are being warned. We are being warned in advance, precisely so that we do not get scared, panicked, or think that it is the end of the world, that it is the zombie apocalypse, that we have to kill our neighbors in order to survive. Folks, none of that, none of that. We will be evaluated on our reaction in terms of calm, tolerance, people, and fraternity. We will be evaluated, because if humanity manages to have a positive reaction to the blackout, the physical awakening operation will be even more relaxed. So, people, it is in our hands. It is our free will that will also command a more or less harsh physical awakening operation, because it will not be the same all over the planet. The physical awakening operation will be relaxed in countries where the populations pray more, just as it will be harsher for countries where the populations are very materialistic, because it is a physical awakening operation. The more people there are asleep, the greater the shaking will have to be, right? So that they can awaken to spiritual things, right? And after all that's said, the same will happen to those who remain very neutral to wait to see which side will win, whether it will be the side of darkness or the side of light. Because our Christ doesn't want anyone to sit on the fence, people. No one can sit on the fence. So he will create situations in which these beings who are on the fence will end up making their choices, either one way or the other. But what Christ wants is for everyone to make their choices, right? So, people, all of us will be under the direct observation of our mentors, because we all have a mentor. Do you know that? When we are born, we have this grace of receiving a wonderful mentor from the spiritual world who accompanies us from the moment of our birth until our death. Now, he who is our spiritual mentor, we have, people, the guardian angels who are here, look, who are very elevated spirits, who have already reached the level of angels who take care of millions of people. Each one there has a group of X million people, but since they are already angels, they can take care of everyone, who are also, let's say, responsible for us from the moment we arrived on the planet, whether we are natives or exiled from the planet, right? So don't get confused, okay guys? The guardian angel is an entity. Our spiritual mentor. He is another entity that is closer to us and is with us there in our daily lives, in the hustle and bustle, let's say. He or she, right, is the one who stays with us, helping us, intuiting us, and, for us, it is also easier to get in touch with them. So, as I was saying, we will all be under the direct observation of our spiritual mentors and measures will be taken to contain inertia. In other words, that person who is spiritually stuck will receive a few pushes there too, to get them going, to see if they will wake up to the spiritual side. And that's it, folks. If you're enjoying the content of this episode, please like it, click the bell, and share the video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, because just by doing this you're contributing to the project of spreading this good news, the world of regeneration. And it doesn't cost anything, right folks? All you have to do is point your finger there and that's it. The action is done, right? And the captain continued talking and he said the following. That for the newly regenerated worlds entering this new era, it will be necessary, folks, many courageous spirits who want to work to improve the planet. Not only the planet, but life itself. But all of this reconstruction, folks, will be done with a lot of joy and kindness and not with harshness and rigidity. Our future will be wonderful, folks. Really good. You can believe it. All of the elevated stellar brothers are very excited and want to at least say hello so that you know of their existence and many will still speak out. That was the captain who said it. And really, folks, I have been receiving several messages in the psychography sessions that I conduct from stellar beings, wonderful people, who would never dream of meeting or knowing about their existence. And they are so loving, they are so dear, that they want us to know about their existence, that we know how much they love us, how much they want to help us and how much they are helping us too, but in a very discreet way, folks, because as they are elevated, they comply with Christ's request not to show themselves off. So, folks, keep an eye out for all these flying saucer phenomena that we have been seeing around. Flying saucers, Alvini, AP, right? There are several names for the same thing that are appearing. They are not from the elevated group. So keep an eye out, be careful because until Archangel Michael comes and does that cleaning, we have two types of extraterrestrial beings that are circulating here among us. And those who appear are precisely those who do not obey Christ, who do not care because Christ asks them to. They disappear, vanish, exploit. They work a lot in mining, they made pacts with certain governments. Anyway, they are not, as they are not evolved, they are not elevated. They simply seek their own interests, they carry out these traumatic abductions, they kill our little animals. Anyway, you just keep messing around, right? So, be careful, people, very careful, with sightings. Always pray. If you see something, pray, call your guardian angels. Be very, very careful at this time, okay, guys? But that's it. So, that's the information. I hope you enjoyed learning all of this. Mainly, guys, don't be afraid, okay? Don't be afraid, don't be terrified, because as I always say, knowledge is power, people. Who knows, you can prepare much better for events, okay? I'm Louise Castanhio. I hope to see you in the next episode of this channel. See you then. E.